Hey guys, what's up? This is Zach here. Super excited to be at the D3 Doma event here in Las Vegas. I'm here with John. He just gave a phenomenal panel talking about the future of domain asset ownership. Obviously a huge legend in this space, done so many different things. What gets you excited about D3 and what made you come to this event today?
So I was approached, to come speak about the AI.com sale. And I went to the website. I didn't really know a whole lot about D3. And it kind of piqued my interest, like I could come here and speak and also learn more about tokenization, something that I could talk to my clients about as another option. Now that parking has kind of almost ceased to exist with AdSense being discontinued, domainers who are used to like a monthly recurring revenue or looking for new avenues besides just selling your domains. And I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of learn so I could tell my clients about it.
So with everything you guys are doing at Domain Assets, how does that integrate with D3? Are those businesses, do they work together, or is this sort of separate?
I think there's an overlap between crypto in general and cryptocurrency and domains. There's a lot of the same people who own domains own crypto. So I think that there's definitely a separation, there's a gap, but there's also a growing overlap between the two. And I think there's more opportunity now that, like I said, now that there's less opportunities to monetize your domains that there used to be. This is just another way to monetize your domains without actually building a website.
No, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I like the whole baskets concept they announced yesterday where you're able to buy like a basket of the top 50 domains, I think is really smart because then you don't even have to try to figure out which one is going to be priced the best.
Yeah, and it could also be used, from what I understand, you could also like take whole portfolios, which some domainers would like, at least take a section of their total holdings and put it into tokenization and get a return on get a monthly return.
So many more people owning domain assets, trying to get legitimacy, especially in AI and crypto. Do you think that's sort of like a wave that's going to sort of peak? Or like in the sense, is this a gold rush right now, or is this something that's more sustainable in terms of this, sort of
In terms of the D3 offerings?
I think just the amount of interest from crypto and AI companies in buying domains. Do you think that interest is going to continue?
I think now that this is an avenue that they can use, I think it is more enticing to some investors to know that they can have a monetization platform that when there may be looking for ways to monetize so that they can get some kind of monthly revenue out of their domains instead of just spending money on renewals every month. I think, and in terms of crypto, I think, it seems that, the crypto type buyer and sort of domain buyer, they're not as, they're more into this fractional ownership than they are into the outright being a domainer, buy, hold for a really long time, and then sell. So I think for them, it's another avenue that they didn't have before. So I think it's a big opportunity.
I agree, and I think it's really interesting because, yeah, like you said, a lot of the same people who own crypto own domains, and so we're getting more and more, I think, overlap between this Web 2 and Web 3 space, and I don't think many companies have done it like D3. Do you think that this space is going to become more competitive?
I would imagine that some competitors are going to pop up, especially if they see you guys doing well. It's gonna get somebody saying, "Hey, we should be doing that." Especially maybe these, I would imagine some of these parking companies that are no longer being able to be a parking company looking for, a way to get into it. So I wouldn't discount that you're going to have competition.
Why doesn't every domain owner do this right now? Like, what are they not understanding?
Well, I think that and even for me coming to this conference, I still have more questions about, the same questions that probably a domainer would have. And I think that's a matter of like the mechanics of how it actually works like what's their exposure, how much of their future revenue might they be giving up in terms of the domain, if the domain sells. Because when the domain sells, my understanding is that that ownership, the owners, the fractional owners or the token holders, they have to be made whole, and then the rest goes to the seller. So getting them to understand the mechanics of that, I think, is, and how it actually works, is, I think, the gap or the thing that needs to be most, the thing that would be compelling to them is that they need to understand fully how they're going to, make full use of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for the fantastic interview. I really appreciate it. You guys gave an awesome panel. I learned a lot. Thank you so much. Appreciate
You're welcome.
your time.
Okay.
Cheers.
Good luck.